On the back end, in terms of the operation side of things, you have the Virginia State Director of the Donald J. Trump for President. That is Mr. Mark Lloyd. Okay? Good man. Now, real quick, that long title, you know what that means? That means behind the scene to win for Mr. Trump. This is the man and his team. All right? Give him a warm welcome.
Thank you very much. Now, Corey is the pretty face of the campaign. I'm a little bit of something else. So, folks, I just think, wow, this is really a pretty impressive crowd here. We have a big job to do. Now, I've been with the campaign since the beginning, and I've watched a lot of changes as we moved through the primary and we moved into the convention. And there's a book to be written after this, and we'll have that book tour later, and you can please buy the book. But we are in a unique position. Virginia is the purplest of purple states. We are the bloodiest of the battleground states. It's a big deal. And Virginia takes a unique strategy, because in the state of Virginia, we really have 4 different states. There are 4 different cultures. What works out in the southwest part of in the mountain regions, in the coal country, it's just not the same as what's over in the coastal areas, tidewater. Certainly not what's in and around Richmond. And there is nothing like Northern Virginia anywhere in the country. There is some mix here that people can't understand until they actually come up and see it. And it's beautiful. But it's terrifying politically. Because one thing that the Democrats have been able to do to us for years and years is, I call it pigeonhole politics. Your different color, sexual orientation, no matter what, they seem to be able to take you and put you in your own spot. And when they talk to you, that's all they talk to you about. If you're a tree hugger, that's all you're going to hear. If you hate guns, that's all you're going to hear. But Donald Trump is doing something that is absolutely miraculous. For those of us that live and breathe politics, Donald Trump has been able to talk to everybody on the things that we all have in common. Do you all love your children? Those of us that have grandkids, do we love our grandkids more than our kids? Yes, we do. When you guys have your own kids, you know what I'm talking about. And what Donald Trump has been able to do is to resonate with us. Corey talked about, look, is the country going the wrong direction? What does that mean? Well, what that means to me, and I think that what that means to all of you, is this wrong direction, it's molesting my children's future. And we see that happening. That one thing will bring us all together. And I think, because I see this campaign different than probably anybody else, I wake up in the morning hearing it when the phone starts ringing at 6, and I may get to go to sleep on November the 9th. But you hear it, and I hear it from the grassroots. And I deal with people every day that, number one, they're scared. They're excited because they see that there's this glimmer of hope in this guy with funny hair. But they see it and they feel it and they know that something's going on. And folks, this is a movement. All the rules of politics, I really think you have to just put them on the shelf, because this is a movement. Mr. Trump has been able to tie into people emotionally. He's talking to us where we are, which is the trick that the Democrats have yet really been able to do with their pigeonhole politics. So, you've heard, there's really 2 campaigns going on too. There's what's really happening on the ground, and then it's what the media tells you. It's 2 different things. The media would tell you that Donald Trump is hated by everybody, and that he's a racist and a bigot and a homophobe and all of those things, and he's not. How many of you have been to a Trump rally? How many of you are going tomorrow to Roanoke? Anybody? Y'all come on down. There's still probably some tickets there. We'd love to have you. What you will see at a Trump rally is a little bit of everything. And it is truly a cross-section of America. When I first met Mr. Trump, it was in Richmond here last October. And I had the job of going and finding the people to put on the backdrop behind him where the camera shot is. And they said, well, you got to get it to look diverse. Well, okay. Went out, and the crowd was all the way around the building. And it just kept going. And I thought, well, I got to get a diverse crowd. It took me about 30 seconds. It really did. Like, you first 30, 40 people, come on with me. And it was perfect because it was a cross-section. There were kids. There were older people. I was really impressed with the guy with the pink hair and the fishhooks in his face. That was really good. And he loved Donald Trump. So there is an appeal to everybody. But what it's going to take is you. We talk, how many of you really watch television? Do you really watch TV? Ladies, do your husband watch more TV than he should? How many of you watch those? How many of you watch those millions of dollars of negative ads? Do you? No? Not anymore. People don't. It's not like it used to be. But I want to tell you that regardless of all the technology, and believe it or not, people don't live in a 13-inch screen on Facebook. They really don't live there. Elections are still won in two places: front porches and kitchen tables. That's where they're won. And the numbers prove that. Every time you go to your neighbor's door, or maybe not your neighbor, maybe a few blocks over, and you knock on that door, and you deliver a message that is in common with them, there's a human connection. Remember that connection that Mr. Trump makes? You can make the same connection. And it is imperative that you make that connection. Because you make that connection with 1 or 5, they make that connection with 10, and all of a sudden we save this country. It really is that simple. It's that simple. So, I'm going to ask you, on behalf of Mr. Trump, in these next 45 days, get off the couch, turn off the TV, come join me, and come join what is literally thousands of other Virginians in the streets, on the front porches. And if you have trouble and you're old and beat up like some of the rest of us, get on the phone. Get on the phone, because that phone call counts. The numbers are that if you can talk, if you go to 6 doors of undecided people, you talk to 6, you will bring 1 your way. You can do those numbers. If you get on the telephone, I think the telephone is if you can talk to like 20, 15 or 20 undecided people, you bring 1. And when you start to realize that you win and lose elections, not by 15 or 20%, but sometimes it's fractions of 1%. Every single vote counts. Folks, you've got to have your help. Your grandchildren need your help. Because we have to save them something. So, please sign up to volunteer. Come join us. We need you. Thank you for having us here tonight. And let's make America great again. Thank you very much.